Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. How you guys doing? Welcome to my second State of the Network address, featuring me, RJL, Robert. Good to see you guys out there. Thought I would do a little chat. We go ahead and talk a little bit about, pretty much anything you guys want. Discuss inside pitch. We can discuss some of the other stuff I'm going to do here, maybe the next couple of months. And so it's good to see you guys once again. If you never know what I look like, this is me. Let's see. Steeler fan Brian Patterson, Brian B. are first to join us here at the State of the Network. Clee baseball fan, 879. Hope you guys enjoyed some good football today. My Dolphins go ahead and pulled off a victory. Close game, closer than I like against the Bears, but still a good game. Good game from my Dolphins. Hey, a win is a win. It really doesn't matter. So it's good to see every one of you. And hey, another year is about to come to an end, huh? Another year. Justin Fields set the record for rushing yards. Yes, he did. But however, the Miami Dolphins, Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill set the record for the most combined receiving yards for two duo already, and we're only halfway through the season. So far, Tua's looking pretty good. Actually, the Dolphins are undefeated when he's on the field. So that's not too bad. That's not too bad, But hey, a win is a win. We're 6-3. I know Tenacious Earl out there is not enjoying his day because the Bills got beaten by the Jets, and I was surprised at that. I didn't think Buffalo would lose to the Jets. Maybe the Jets are for real. I don't know. Maybe they are for real. So hey, football is football. I kind of think the NFL is rigged. I don't know. There's just so much going on in the NFL and such. So I just sometimes think the NFL is rigged. I really don't know. I don't know. College football, some great college football. Yesterday, of course. Mr. Steve Tower joins us as well. An honor to have you here, sir. And yes, everyone in New England is very happy with the Jets win. They would be, absolutely. So, but like I said, a win is a win for my Dolphins, and now we now approach the end of another season, another year. Thanksgiving is 2 weeks away. Well, actually 3 weeks away. I will be cooking for my mom and uncle here. That's the one day I do cook when I do Thanksgiving. Another baseball season completed. The 1961 season is officially in the books on the network. I was very pleased how that season went. It went very quickly. It actually went very fast. I like the format that I'm using. One game per every 3 days of baseball. It goes by a lot faster. We still get a good amount of regular season games, but we pretty much get somewhere between 60 to 70 regular season games. And then we go straight. We still get the All-Star game, and of course we go straight to the playoffs, which of course is where we get the most exciting games. When I do the when I do the replay. 1961, I was very pleased how it went. I'm very surprised that the Milwaukee Braves won the whole thing. I'm very shocked. Milwaukee Braves. Speaking of baseball, let's give Steeler fan his congratulations for the 2022 Houston Astros for winning the championship last night. When Jordan Alvarez hit that ball, when I saw the ball jump off Alvarez's bat, I said, nah, bye. See you later. He hit that ball in Minute Maid Park, and it wound up landing in Globe Life Field. So that was a moonshot by Alvarez. So let's give Steeler fan his credit for his Astros and Dusty Baker. I am very happy Dusty Baker won the World Series. I think if if any man deserved to win a championship, it was that guy, and that guy came so close, so often, so many times with the Giants, with the Giants, with the Cubs, with the Astros. He just came so close so many times. I'm just so happy that Dusty Baker got it, and he certainly deserved it. And winning the World Series, yes, will put him in the Hall of Fame on the first ballot, as it should. So I am very happy for Dusty Baker. And I guess maybe winning the 2022 championship kind of erases the scandal of 2017. You know what? I don't care. I think we all make fun of it, the trash cans and all that stuff. We make fun of it. But you know what? It really doesn't matter. The Astros still won that 2017 title. Whether they cheated or not, I really don't know. They are now a two-time, the franchise is now a two-time World Series team. And the ghost of Kerry Wood's arm is so happy for Dusty Baker. I just think that I think he just deserved it. I'm very happy for Dusty. And now he says he said he wanted a party last night. I said, yeah, you go ahead, you party there, Dusty. You've earned it. Go out there and party and just have an absolute blast. Really, just have an absolute blast. Just enjoy yourself, sir. Really enjoy yourself. So congratulations. How about Pena? First rookie position player to win the World Series MVP. A lot of firsts in this World Series. This 2022 World Series was pretty good. I got to admit, it was a good series. Philadelphia gave it their all, but the Astros proved they were the better team between the two. Phillies did what they could. They really did. But push come to shove. On paper, the Astros were the better team, and they absolutely proved it. And they definitely proved it. Let's see, Brian Patterson asks, do you play the rest of MLB? Do you think these Sims be able to deflect that hustle? Every sim, Brian, has its own engine. Every engine is different, inside pitch, payoff pitch, strat, history maker baseball, fall classic, APA. They all have their own engines, and I'm pretty sure everything is put into the engine, so that the games can be as realistic or as accurate as they possibly can. I already know, now I just think every engine will do it a certain way, to put the hustle or whatever. For instance, you'll have that, like inside pitch will probably raise the base running ratings of the players for the Guardians, so we'll have good speed on the bases. That's going to give you hustle, because the one thing about inside pitch, everything is run by the dice. There's no chart which says you get, on a base hit to the outfield. You don't know if it's going to be you don't know if it's going to be a one base or two extra bases for the for the base runners on. That's the thing about inside pitch. I understand a lot of people get confused about the base running mechanics, but the truth be told is inside pitch is probably the most realistic of all the base running. And the reason why is because unlike other games where if you get a hit and it says, oh, automatic two bases. Okay, well, what if the guy on first base is mud? All right, the slow as mud. There really should be no way he should get, he's got a very hard chance, of getting maybe to third. I mean, if he's got a base running rating of 1, okay, and it's hit the left field, the guy on first is not going to second. I don't care if it's hit the left field. He's not going to get the third, okay, if it's hit the left. If it's hit the center, he's going to have a very hard time getting there too. A base running rating of 1 and, hit the left, it's a -1. So he's automatically a 0, depending on what the throwing arm of the outfielder is. Now, of course, when you hit a ball through the infield, S1 to S6, the end there, that chart's simple, but that's a hit through the infield. But still, you got to have speed in order to get there, so That's one thing I like about the inside pitch base running mechanic. You really don't know how the hit's going to go. It's not a guaranteed one base hit. It's not a guaranteed two base hit. You have to roll the die to decide if the batter, if the base runners move on. It's not like, oh, you read off the batter's card, double, 2 stars. Okay, so even if you got Ricky Henderson at first base, he still doesn't score on a double. I just, I just think that, you know, I mean, base running rating of Ricky Henderson would probably have a base running rating of 5. He's scoring on a double, unless, of course, the outfielder has a heck of an arm, you know, and of course, every time you roll a 6, there's always a possible out. Um, like I said, I think inside pitch. I know everybody has issues with the base running mechanics. I just think inside pitch has the best base running mechanics. It's not chart driven. You got to roll the dice. That's the thing about it. The dice run inside pitch. There's only one. There is only 2 charts that decide a play on inside pitch, and it's the bunt charts. The bunt charts are the only charts that resolve a play on inside pitch. Everything else is all rolled by the dice and by the cards. And that's it. No charts. So everyone says, and then of course we got people out there say, "Oh, you got to create new charts for inside pitch." Who says? Why? So I go ahead and I go ahead. So for those people who have issues with with base running mechanics, there you go. Make something like that. There you go. That's the base running chart that I create, for the outside chart. And that's all you got to do. Just add up the outfielder arm to where the ball is hit to, and if it's a single to left, single to center, single to right. And then when you got a hit there, just take the base running rating of the base runner, add or subtract what's here, and roll. Done. No problem. Done. No problem at all. So that's what's, I created that as a helper. I really don't even need it, but I use it for a fast for a faster result for because I know I pretty much know it by heart, but still but outfielder arms are different, so that's the one thing I like about it. That's it. You were wondering, I'm not played it much since I pitch replicated, got a lot of triples. Oh yeah, we got lots of triples. You got guys that have a lot of triples. What was it? What season was it? What season was it? 1981 or 1979 that George Brett had a whole bunch of triples out there? Maybe I think it was George Brett, had a whole bunch of triples. Had to get like 15 or 16 triples, something like that. I know the triple is still the triple these days is now is almost considered a rare play, but the triple, they're replicated pretty well, and his cards are pretty much, right on the money. Sure, I mean, he has some ratings issues on some of his cards, but like I said, the one thing about inside pitch is that you can customize you can customize it, you can customize it to the way you want to play it, and like David Baseball Demo says, play the game you want the way you choose to play it. Create your own house rules. If you feel that you want to create some extra realism, go ahead, create some house rules. Let's see here. I think it was 79. Yeah, I think it was 79. I think it was the 79 season we did question the amount of triples being hit. Pitchers might not have the same amount of triples and doubles, but inside pitches based off of DIPs, not exact hit. That's true. That's correct. That is correct. And that's one of the thing about Chris. Chris goes pitch by pitch in order to create his pitcher's cards. Creating his batter cards is easy. Creating the batter card is easy, actually. That's the truth. Creating a batter card, which I've done, okay, for like I have pitcher hitting cards for bat, when they bat during the DH era, but during the designated hitter era. That for the World Series and such, I created batter cards that I found to be very useful, and so far they've been pretty realistic in my opinion. Okay, I'm still working on a position player pitching card, and so I can have that available if necessary. I'm thinking I probably might create one during this offseason, create a few actually. One with an ERA of like 10, 9, 8, something like that. I don't know. I was hoping maybe he would do it, but he said maybe for me to create it and let him look at it. I sent him actually a copy. I sent Chris a copy of all my pitcher hitting cards, my generics, and I asked him to go ahead and maybe put it on the website as a free download because it's a free, it's a fan creation. Not everybody has to use it, and everyone can do it their way, and that's cool. That's one thing I like about it, inside pitch. But creating the pitcher card though is not as easy because he has to go pitch by pitch. He does a pitch by pitch count to create the pitcher card to make sure the ERA matches what it was supposed to be, and it's not easy. As far as he tells me, it's not an easy thing to do, and that's why he says that sometimes creating some of the older seasons, like before 1956, that information is not available. For those of you out there, he just released the 1990 season. So that is now out for all you nasty boy Reds fans. You're very welcome, by the way, because he did ask me which season he should do next. He could only do one. I really want him to do 1957 and 90 so he could plug that hole between 56 and 58 because I really don't like holes. But he said he can do one. I said, hey, I got a lot of Reds fans. They want this 1990 season done. If you do it, it'll sell. And so far, I think every Reds fan, if you're a Reds fan and you've not purchased his 1990 season, I'm saying, what are you waiting for? Get it done. I'm expecting mine. I should get mine as soon as it was released. I ordered it. I should have it tomorrow. And of course, I usually go through the cards to see if there's any errors. I usually don't check for rate. I don't check rating errors because I don't know the rating errors. But I check for like color mistakes in his cards. Like, let's say he would have Chris Sabo on the Reds, but the card has got Astro colors on it. And I think I just committed sacrilege with Brian B. And of course, spelling on the ballparks and such, any other mistakes. And of course, I usually go ahead, take pictures, and I send them to him. And he usually goes ahead and sends me a replacement. If it's a printed replacement, if it's a printed set that I ordered, he sends me replacement cards pretty quickly. If it's off the PDF, if it's off the French players, he usually fixes it. The 1961 season, he was actually missing players from the 1961 fringe cards. I brought it to his attention, and he re-uploaded it. So now 1961 should have players that when I first did the French players, he was missing players, absolutely missing. It was like missing a full page off the French player list. So he updated that. Hey there, Matt Fun and Games and Dragon King and all you wonderful guys out there in the chat. An honor to have all of you here. So he's gone ahead and done that. I'm pretty sure the next season he'll do will be 2022. He is working on other projects, he said. I know he's got to get I know he hasn't released I don't think he's released the new basketball set yet. I'm not sure. He just released the hockey set, the 21-22 hockey set, which I actually did order because I wanted that because of the Panthers. Is Slice the official drink of Inside Pitch? Actually, no. It's really the official drink of Inside Pitch is, in my opinion, simply lemonade. Which I happen to love, by the way. Welcome, DJ John 4444. So he's still working on those and such. You got to realize also the one thing about Inside Pitch that's so different from some of the other games. Remember, he's the only one that has the colors on the cards. Now, Joe Bryan at Payoff Pitch, which I really hope he's doing. I hope he's doing okay. We haven't heard anything from Joe Bryan lately of Payoff Pitch, and I've been waiting for him to get to do his printed sets again because I have not ordered the college football, the Glory Days college football from Bleacher Bums Gaming yet because I want a printed version. I don't want a PDF from that. So I'm waiting for him to get better so I can order that. Would I ever play a best team tournament with teams from different years? That is very far in the future, but what I would like to do is I would like to do every single season of Inside Pitch and then do one big, massive tournament with all the World Series winners, okay? With all the World Series winners and find out to see who was actually the best team. Of course, I would probably have to be 105 when I did that, but that's what I really would like to do. But I might do something, maybe something like that, maybe after. I mean, what are we going? 1988 is going to be my 7th season. So maybe if I can get to 16 seasons, maybe 16, maybe 16, I think would be good. Maybe when we get 16 seasons done in a few years, several years from now, maybe I'll go ahead and do an inside pitch championship tournament. So that would be something. But yeah, Joe Bryan, like, yes, I'm hoping Joe Bryan is doing better. I don't know. I haven't heard anything from him or from the payoff pitch group. And I still love payoff pitch, even though I haven't been playing it because I'm just so enthralled with inside pitch. I just love how the game inside pitch plays. But inside pitch, of course, as I said, is the only game where you really have the colors on the cards. I mean, there are some teams. I mean, Pocket Pennant Run I know has them like that too. But you know, there are some games that have it, but not like not the way that Inside Pitch does it. So he's got the colors on the cards, and sometimes I had to have him send me some corrected colors. Sometimes he sends me Oakland Athletics with Pittsburgh Pirate colors on it for some reason. I'm pretty sure it's got a loss of season ticket. Yeah, season ticket baseball has that as well. You know, and you know, some of the colors on it, yes, but you know, exactly. That's the thing about the Expos and the Astros, and you get that. Welcome, Dan Douglas. There, good to see you there, sir. Yes, the team colors are on the newer 2001 payoff pitch. That's correct. They did. He did start it. Joe did start putting the team colors on some of the newer seasons he was doing. You know, so he was doing that. The '86 season I got from him also has the colors on it as well because I have all this stuff printed. So yes, Mr. Douglas is correct. And Dwayne Cameron, good to see you, sir. Good to see all of you guys. Just a friendly chat, just to talk about kind of stuff, anything we want, you know. And you know, just you know, I was very pleased to have the 61 season went. I kind of made an error. It should have been 3-man rotation for the postseason, not 4. That was a bit of a mistake. So I know the next time I play a season from the 60s, I know if next time I do a season from the 50s or the 60s, it will have to be 3-man postseason rotations, not 4. So I think that's maybe one of the reasons why the Braves actually did win the series. So, but you know, won the whole thing. But that's my bad. I'll know for next time. For the next time I do a 60s replay, which I'm pretty sure I will in the future. There are a lot of 1960s seasons I know you guys would like to see done. You know, so but I'm the 1961 postseason. I was very pleased with that. The game of the year, of course, was the Yankees Oriole game, game 4 of that division series. That got game of the year. Braves beat the Tigers 4-1. Hank Aaron got MVP. One of the guys in the comments mentioned I could have done a co-MVP with him and Joe Adcock. He's not wrong, but I just gave it to Aaron just because I felt Aaron. I just felt that Aaron with a 385 average just beat him out a little bit. Plus, if I'm correct, I think Adcock got hurt in one of the games. I think he got injured, but was just only out for the game. Baseball demos, of course, and Brandon Baker joins us. Strat has colored cards, yeah, blue and red, absolutely, for every single team. Baseball with the demos and Brandon Baker. I'm pretty sure, Brandon, have you already ordered the 1990 season from Inside Pitch? I certainly hope you did. I think you said you did. Jeremy Brooks joins us here as well. Good to see everybody here for just a short, you know, maybe an hour and a half chat. Just talk about anything. State of the net. You know, I like to do a state of the network after I get done with an Inside Pitch season. Yeah, that's right. That's why I said there, Justin, because you know the dice. It's not like you just roll a chart and it says, "Oh, he gets 2 bases. Oh, he gets 1 base. Oh, he scores." Well, the dice got to decide that, and that's why that you know, that's that's where it is. Dwayne Cameron, you're new. Okay, well, welcome, sir. Good to have you here, Mr. Cameron. Pleasure to have you. And that's why I liked inside pitches base running. It took a minute. Yes, it took a while for me to get used to it, but I really wanted to get that system down. And of course, and for anybody, and of course, as an electronic dice roller considered sacrilege? Nah, I don't think so. I just like using the cubes. I just like using the actual cubes. Um, but yeah, of course, that's why I also like to do the demo games before I start the next season. The demo game will be on New Year's Day, and that is between the Oakland Athletics and the Los Angeles Dodgers. I'll have it's an exhibition game. The strategy roll is hard and fast, so everything the strategy roll does, we will do. So it's a teaching game, as I do it very slow, as I do it very, very slowly. Do a very slow game so people can learn to see how it works, how I create the outfield throw chart that I use, and just try to teach the game. It'll be Dave Stewart for the Athletics. He'll go up against Orel Hershiser of the Dodgers. It'll be at Dodger Stadium since the Dodgers did win that World Series in '88. I think '88 is going to be fun. My Mets were an excellent team in '88. The Dodgers were excellent. The Reds were pretty good. The Red Sox were excellent. The Athletics were excellent. There were a lot of very good competitive teams out there. Playoffs is going to be the top three teams in each division. Top three teams in each division will make the postseason, but must have a winning record. The second place, the third place number 2 will play third place number 1 in a 1-game playoff. The winner there will play second place number 2 in a 1-game playoff in both leagues. And then, of course, second place number 1 plays first place number 2, and first place number 1 will play the winner of the wild card series. So that's how I'm gonna do it. And the reason why I do a top 3, I don't have to worry about wild card. I don't have to create a separate standing, separate wild card. If you're in the top 3, you get in, and that's simple. But what I should have done for 1961 is, instead of just the top 5 or the top 4, I should have had the 4 play the 3 in a 1 game, and the winner there play the 2 in a 1 game, and then go straight to the championship series. I should not have done a division series in 1961. So from now on, from 1956 to 1968, which are the years before they divisionized baseball, the top 4 teams in each league will go in. Top 5 if they got the 10-team leagues from 62 to 68, and I'll do it that way instead. I think the playoff format I did kind of took away a little bit from the regular season, just like the playoff format we had for 2022 actually took away some of the regular season. So that's how that works. You actually just got 1990, and Flip Card Baseball was shocked in your season selection to show 1990. I think it's on Replay PC. I'm going to keep your stats. Yep, 1990. I think what is it? Replay Baseball, I think, has 1982 up next. I think they got the 1982 season ready to release. Replay Baseball, and another excellent system, but they're just missing so many seasons from the 80s and they really from the 80s and the 90s, missing so many seasons from there. They got all the 70s, all the 60s, all the 50s, and some from the 40s, but hardly any. Only a few from the 80s and a couple from the 90s, and that is it. And of course the 2000s. Now, Chris, of course, is missing still a lot of 90s and a lot of 2000s, but he's now getting to them. So now we're going to see a lot more 1990s seasons and 2000 seasons, because I'm constantly pushing him to get those done, because we grew up watching those baseball games. So, and I told him, I said, really, you got to get the 90s done. You really do. You got to get the 90s done. And the 2000s, and then maybe do something else. Fill your holes first if possible. So I'm pretty sure he'll do 2022 for the start of the next season. He'll probably do 2022. Hoping he does 1957 to get that hole plugged, and then maybe I don't know if he'll choose a team from the 2000s or 1990s. He may ask me again what I'll choose. Um, and as much as I think the next season, I think he needs to take the season from the 2000s. And I would really have him. I would love him to put 2001 in there next. I'd like to see him do 2001. That would be a great season to do. 1997 is a favorite of mine. Yes, we have no Marlins championship seasons. We don't have 97. We don't have 2003. Oh yeah, that's right. You talk about the Indians. That used to be known as the Indians, now known as the Guardians. Well, he has 2000. He has 2007, Brian. He has the 2007 season. He has 2007. He doesn't have doesn't have any seat in 2000s. He doesn't have anything from 2001 to 2006, and now by adding 1990, he now has 4 of the 10 1990 seasons. But he does have 2007. He does have that. But you wish that a better PC port. Not really a fan, even though they're under Chris control. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the inside pitch game and believe the PC game, and believe it or not, it has been still not upgraded to version 3 rules, as far as I know. I don't know why he hasn't upgraded it to version 3 rules. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm not. I don't know why he hasn't done it. Bill Salm, who runs that system, it's not Chris. Chris doesn't do the PC game. That's done by Bill Salm, I believe. An excellent program, I should mention. But yeah, so there's just so much that there's just so much he can do. He is a one-man show when it comes to his seasons. He has a one-man show to his seasons. He does he does the football, does inside blitz, he does inside the paint, inside the grease, maybe low sales. I don't know about sales. I think the sales for the PC game are good. I mentioned to people, I say, if you really want to learn inside pitch, you got to get a copy of the PC game anyway and use it as practice. And that's what I did. I used the PC game as practice when I was still learning how to play at cards and dice. The one thing I like about cards and dice is there's no gaming AI. There's no AI to cheat. So that's one thing I like about it. And it's such a fun game. And hey, no lead is safe in inside pitch. That's the one thing about it. Unlike other games where if one team gets out in front, I rarely see the other team come back. There's many games that I've seen that in and other game engines, but inside pitch, been so many comebacks, and of course, 9th inning magic and stuff. So 2016, I'll be honest with you. I actually, I kind of figured that in the selection show, I kind of figured 1998 was going to win the selection show, but I really did think 2016 had a very good chance of pulling it out. And 2016 only fell five votes short of 1988. 2016 would have been blast. That would have been a fun year to play, of course. Contemporary baseball, we have yet to do it. We have yet to have some contemporary baseball on the board. We've done one legendary and one modern, although 1994 counts for payoff pitch, not for inside pitch. So if he ever does the 1994 season, I will put that year into the selection cards and we'll do it as a replay for 1994. And the rest have all been classics. Does Chris do any Black Friday sales? I think he does. We'll have to see what he does. Buy 2 seasons, get 1 at a half off. I don't know. I really don't. I really don't know if he does. I think he's done them before. So be on the lookout. Be on the lookout for some Black Friday sales and see what he does. See what he offers. I know he does like a refund or something. You purchase 3 seasons and he sends money back to you or something. I don't know. It's up to him. He will decide what he wants to do. He's just finishing out a couple more projects and he wants to take a break for the rest of the year and he'll get back to his start in January. He and I talk a lot about, We talk, we email each other. We don't actually talk. I've never spoken to the guy on the phone or anything like that, just only through emails. But that's it. He lives at this guy, he lives in Idaho. So he lives in, well, if there's a bright center of the universe, he lives in the place where it's farthest from. He lives in Idaho. So, you know, Beatles Eternally joins us here at RJL Network. Yesterday just seems so far away, doesn't it, Beatles Eternally? That counts. So, of course, I always give Beatles Eternally a Beatles title song, whether from Beatles or the Fab Four, and it does count if it comes from the Fab Four. But but he is, like I said, he's a one-man show. I told him, I went on email and I begged him to say, look, if you need some help making a season, send me your calculations. I don't have a life. I really don't. I go to work and I come home and I play inside and I play baseball or some other stuff that I got here that I would like to stream here soon. I'm waiting for Spruance Leader, which is like over 2 weeks since I got the notification that it was going to ship, but I've not received the shipping notification. I'm waiting for Spruance Leader to show up, and I'm getting mad that a lot of people got it and I don't have it yet. So I don't know what's up with that. Spruance Leader is something I'd like to stream a couple of games of. Marvel Champions, maybe some Arkham Horror. I mean, I got 2 months. I'm not going to play any more baseball for the rest of this, at least inside pitch. I would like to do some Stratomatic because my basement media productions have been begging me to do a Stratomatic Mets something. Maybe I'll do the Mets World Series in 1986 because that's the season I picked up for Strat. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do the 86 series with the Boston Red Sox. The Mets and the Red Sox World Series, or the Mets Astros NLCS, something like that. Who knows? I haven't decided yet. But yes, let's see here. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. So yeah, the Beatles Eternally. Yeah. So the 1988 season is going to be the next season to be done, and that got voted on by the fans, and that will be opening day will be January 9th. Now we got a heck of an opening day game. Detroit Tigers against the Boston Red Sox. Jack Morris versus Roger Clemens. When I looked at the schedule and saw that as an opening day game, I said I had no choice. Morris the Cat and the Rocket. Come on. One Hall of Famer and one who should be in the Hall of Fame but is not. You know what? Come on. How can I not do? How can I do? Not do Jack Morris and Roger Clemens as an opening day game for 1988. I figured that. And I'd love to bring Chris on, but Chris is a very private person, though. Dave, he is a very private person. Hi there, Robert Bryant. Good to see you. He is a very private person, I think. Very private. I would love to get him on, him and I, to chat about what he wants to do for Inside Sports Gaming. But he's a very private person, I believe. And that's okay. He does this, he does it. And obviously it's doing very well for him. And I seem to be his best advertiser because I pop the game in all the time. Funny is, the 1988 season, do I use the optional rules for FastScore? Yes, all the optional rules are done. They're already baked into it. And, and for those of you who are and of course, the 1988 season, starting January 9th. But for those of you wondering, believe it or not, if I wanted to start 1988 tomorrow, I could. I already have the fringe players printed out. I've already got FastScore printed out. I've already got Action PC Baseball set up for the 88 season to keep track of the rosters. I already have the schedule block for the first couple of months of the season already out. Okay, already scheduled. I already got my pictures, already got my logos. If I wanted to start the 88 season tomorrow, I could. It takes me about a day to set up, to get everything set up for a season. It doesn't take me long. The 1961 cards have already been repackaged and put back into their box. The 88 cards are still in their box. I'm not bringing them out because there's no need to right now. But but yeah, if I wanted to start 88 tomorrow, I could do it. I could do it. Yeah, I know, like one of my other games, like a small series in the inside pitch games that doesn't have. I agree. I keep on thinking maybe getting a copy of History Maker Baseball, but every time I put the game in the cart and get the all-time franchise greats in the cart, for some reason I'm just unable to pull the trigger. I just, as much as History Maker Baseball is an awesome game system, and it is, I like watching other people play it. I don't want to play it. I just really don't want to play it. It's awesome system. It's great. It's a much different system than anything we have out there, but I just don't want to play it. I really just don't. I don't want to play it. I'll just watch everybody else do it. I'll watch Dave at Baseball Demos do it. Earl at Tenacious Sports do it. You know, um, you know, Lucapini, good to see you there, my good man. Good to see you there, my good, and Mr. Brad Church. Good to see everybody in the chat tonight. Yeah, I'm looking all right. I'm still alive. you know. It's not as hard to set up, because I already have everything set. I mean, like I said, a typical yep, that's right. There would be no after further review if it weren't for History Maker Baseball. That is true, Mr. Tower. That's another reason why I keep that. That's another thing, I think, another reason why I don't play it. Because right now, me and Dave, I think, are the only ones that do inside pitch. We're the only ones that do inside pitch, me and Dave, okay? At Baseball Demos. We're the only ones that really do. There are not many other people that actually do, you know, and there are not that many. There are only a couple people that really do inside pitch. So that's another thing on Steve. History Maker Baseball, I kind of leave to you. All right. I kind of leave to you and Tenacious Earl. So I don't want to steal any more thunder. I feel like sometimes I've stolen some thunder from some of the other hobbyists, and I don't mean to. I didn't mean to when I started this. I didn't think it'd be I gotten as popular as I have right now, and I'm thankful to all of you because of that. Um, I'm just having fun. I mean, 2 years ago we had the pandemic, and I was bored on my skull. I wasn't working, and then but money was okay. So you know, you know, would I like if there were more YouTube inside pitch players? Hey, like I said, anyone could do their. I have no problem with it if there were more YouTube inside pitch. But right now, I seem to be the main inside pitch guy. And like I said, and David Baseball Demos is also one of the main ones there. But he also goes ahead and separates it with payoff pitch and other games. But he also does History Maker Baseball and Stratomatic, of course. So that's another reason why I think I don't want to do Strat, because I don't want to steal anybody's Stratomatic thunder, you know. Thank you very much, Mr. Steve Tower, and thank you for all you do for the hobby, sir. You've been doing this longer than me, okay? And you were also one of my inspirations to do this, sir. So thank you very much. You are terrific, Mr. Tower. You truly are. And keep on going your fast drive football. That's a lot of fun. And go Dolphins. Well, you play the Patriots though. Bostoners. Yeah. But you know, so that, and yeah, Dragon King says we all have different styles. That's true. I'm very excitable. I'm scream and yell. Dave at Baseball Demos is very laid back. Okay, he just gives you what it is, what it is, and that's it, and that's just great for him. Al Red Sox fan, he's also laid back. But the reason why Al Red Sox fan to me is the king of the hill is he does everything well. He doesn't. He does. He does baseball. He does baseball. He does football. He does basketball. He does hockey. He does boxing. He does wrestling. Okay, that's why Al Red Sox fan to me is the king of the hill, because he does it all, and he's not a jack of all trades and a master of none. He is a master of all trades and he is a master of all trades. That's why to me, and he really was the main. Him and ID Jester were the ones that really, really pushed me to think maybe I could do this, you know. So you probably steal my thunder. Well, that's okay. You don't steal my thunder, baseball, Dave. You don't do it at all. You just play it. You just do it the way you do it. That's all. Do what you do. Everybody's different from the way they do it, and I just think that I just think that everybody here is different. I would like to see some other people try it as well too. What is it? Clee baseball fan with his Stratomatic was fun to watch. Um, Replay Gamer, of course, is excellent videos as well. SDG replays, and let's not forget, of course, Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike, and let's not forget him. Let's not forget Sports Time Machine, Utah Mike. Let's not forget him. He's another one of the big guys that also was another one that I watched saying, hey, look, if he can do it, and if Al Red Sox fan can do it, and if and if Baseball Demos could do it, and SDG Replays could do it, Philip Reynolds could do it, maybe I could take a crack at it. And now doing this over, 2 years and a few months, and I've gotten over 530 subscribers, and getting more and more by the day. I would love to get to 1,000 and monetize this thing, but even if not, you know what? It's just great to have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, double switches. Yeah, that's like I said. He's just, Dave is just, he just does it his way, and his way is excellent. And yeah, I know he unboxed Pocket Pennant, which I did look at, which looks like a good game. Not for me though, but I think it's awesome. And Mark Russell joins us here. Thank you there, sir. But yeah, I'd love to get to 1,000 subs one day, maybe in a couple more years or something like that. Be awesome. But until then, hey, I'm having a blast. Guys. It's just a lot of fun. I'm already going through inside. Well, it's been a few days since I finished the World Series in '61, and I'm already suffering through inside pitch withdrawal. I want to put something on the board and play, but I got to take a break. That's why I'm taking a bit of a 2-month off season. Oh yeah, and let's not forget, of course, Uncle Ron and Uncle Dave Gardner. Let's not forget those two. Oh, I'm sorry. Ron and Dave, if you're in there or you see this, I'm so bad. I am so bad. If you really want to look at inspiration, let's take a look at Uncle Dave Gardner and Uncle Ron, especially Uncle Ron. What that man does is amazing. His retro, please check out his Retro Sports Network. He just finished, I think, an 85 action PC replay, which was a lot of fun to watch. His Retro Sports Network is amazing the way he does it. Ron Juckett is just terrific. And of course, Uncle Dave Gardner, the hockey master himself. Hey, you gotta definitely look at him as well. That man's a master of hockey. So let's not forget Uncle Ron Juckett and Dave Gardner. These two guys are exceptional in their delivery of what they do. We need another ID Jester rant. No, we don't need another ID Jester rant. When he rants, he rants. Oh boy. When Kirk goes on a rampage, if he goes on a rampage, that company probably definitely deserved it. So, absolutely. And yes, Mark, I'm also waiting for Spruance Leader. It's been 2 weeks. I've already emailed DVG to find out what's up. I'm a very patient man. I can wait. There's nothing I can do, but I really would like to get the game on the table. I'm watching some unboxings. I'm watching some walkthroughs, and the game looks like it's a blast. And I love, of course, you guys know me as a World War II freak, but I love World War II, but I do like Cold War naval combat. I had games like 6th Fleet, 2nd Fleet, 3rd Fleet, 5th Fleet, 7th Fleet from the old Victory Games setup, which was actually pretty good. And playing Spruance Leader is going to remind me of those games. I wish I had no table on benches and pens. Yeah, I wish I did too. I could go ahead and bring out the camera and, bring out the camera to make the table larger, but then you won't be able to see the cards. And the camera I'm using right now for this chat is my other camera. It's my other Logitech camera. My main camera, of course, is still sitting over the desk. This is my secondary camera. Eagle and Fulcrum Leader. I would like to get those, but so far, since Spruance Leader is taking so long to get to me, I'll tell you, Mark. I gotta tell you, Mark. I have not even received a shipping notice for my Spruance game yet here in Florida. And already, Noble Knight on eBay already has the main game and all 3 expansions. I guarantee you, if I purchased those right now, I would get them before I actually got my Kickstarter pledge. So I already know that because I've dealt with Noble Knight many times. So the Fleet series being done by Compass Games. Yes, I've heard, and I may pick up a copy. Compass Games is pretty good. Compass Games is pretty good. I mean, I want to get some Pacific War on the board from GMT. I still say Pacific War by Mark Herman is the best pack war game you can get that's ever been made. That's my opinion. Empire of the Sun, I also purchased. I got that as well. I got the new printing of that. Um, you know, you searched everywhere for a scoreboard like what my score, this one here, that scoreboard, that scoreboard there, Brian B. Just look up for just look up the baseball guys toys, and you'll find it. I actually saw a what is it? I actually saw a what is it? I actually saw an advertisement for that baseball bucket of baseball guys on Facebook already. I thought I saw it. I'm not sure if it's there, but I did see it. It is available. Just I mean, I got the scoreboard by itself, but I mean, if you go and maybe go to Amazon, bucket of baseball guys, you'll probably get it. You'll probably be able to get it, or eBay it. Go to eBay and you'll probably find it that way. Do it that way. But Eagle and Fulcrum Leader, I would like to give that a shot too, since I have the Leader series. As you can see behind me, a lot of the games I do have. A little bit about Focus and such. Nimitz I have. The Tiger Leader, of course, I did. I have the Second World War at Sea from Avalanche Press. I got a whole bunch Warfighter, which I really haven't touched, and I really have some of the stuff I haven't even touched yet. Some of it's still in their packaging. I haven't even opened it. Marvel Champions, Arkham Horror, Axis and Allies behind me. I got a lot of junk here. I really have to get some storage. I got to get some of the stuff out of my room. I got way too much junk in here. I gotta get some storage. I wanted to do that this weekend, but maybe I think next week I might actually go to a storage facility right down the road from me and get some storage and start moving some of this stuff out of here. I got Memoir 44 here too. I got 2 copies of each Memoir set. So for Memoir, which I like the Memoir game system, and yes, I can play it solo. I love the Memoir system actually. And when it comes to World War II, I like all the theaters, European, Pacific, Mediterranean, North African, Battle of the Atlantic. I love all aspects of World War II. For those of you who are into World War II, please check out the Time Ghost Army World War II channel on YouTube. It is spectacular. Please check it out. For those of you who like to know a bit about the history of World War II. But the inside pitch seasons, I'll tell you, they do take a while. They do take a little bit out of me. Remember also, I do stream when I'm doing a baseball season inside pitch. I'm streaming every night, except like a 1 day break I take in between the months. But I stream every night. Not everybody does that. I'm streaming every night, okay, to get the season going. And by doing that, of course, I can go through a 162 game season about 2.5 months and then start the postseason. And if the 2020 season ever came up as a chart, I would still do it that way. The 2020 season would probably get it done in a month and a half. I would not go 1 for 2. I would rather just do it the same way I do and get that season out of the way if it ever comes up as a choice, which I don't think anybody would think it anyway, but I'd still like to do it. Have I played Bolt Action or Flames of War? No, I have not. You have not done Bolt Action or Flames of War, but I know they are excellent game systems from Osprey. So from Osprey, and I do like I love the Osprey system. I have pretty much every Osprey World War II campaign, raid, and air campaign book that I get for World War II. So I love Osprey Publishing. Very concise books, very detailed for actually what they are. Great pictures. It's I love Osprey Publishing. I think it's terrific. Yeah, Carrier Battles Philippine Sea by Compass looks good, like an offshoot of Carrier by Victory Games. Exactly, you are right there, Brian. I just think I really think that Wargaming has gotten. I backed the second edition of Company Heroes, the board game for that. They're doing a second edition, which I backed that. So I'm waiting for that. That'll probably show up maybe in June of next year, second edition, to go with what I have here. So I did back that on Kickstarter. I also stopped. There's also some. There was a fantasy game I backed called Madara, but unfortunately, I'm asking for a refund on that, and not because I don't really want it, because it's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would, and now I'm here. It could be another year. I said, we don't know where we'll be another year, so I might just have to take that back, and I may choose a different game that's available. I've heard Massive Darkness 2 is pretty good. May give a couple of dungeon crawlers something different, ID Jester, of course. That's another thing about what ID Jester does. ID Jester does a lot of these fantasy games, a lot of these strange one-off games he does. Okay, and I don't want to steal any of his thunder either. So it's kind of like I'm kind of like the inside pitch guy. All right now, and even though Dave Demos, okay, he also does it as well. But I seem to be the main inside pitch guy. And so I almost don't want to take thunder from somebody else who's doing the same thing. I'd rather, let them go ahead and do that. And okay, but like I said, if I want to do Pacific War, nobody's done that yet. So I could do Pacific, at least nobody I know. I mean, there are playthroughs of Pacific War on YouTube, yes. But none of the guys in my chat, okay, have been doing that kind of thing. Let's see. You're welcome there, Luca Pina. I'm sorry I did not see you doing the 2021 Inside Pitch season. Congratulations, sir. You're very welcome. So I don't want to steal anybody else's thunder. And I don't know, maybe I became Pacific War is a monster. Not like you think, really, Mark. It really is not a monster. And Mark Herman, he gets mad when you call Pacific War a monster game. It is not. War in the Pacific by Decision Games, that is a monster game. War in Europe is a monster game, okay? Those are monster games. Pacific War is not a monster game. It really isn't, because it actually plays very easy and very quickly. When I had a copy of it back in the late 80s, because I had the original, I was able to set up the strategic scenario number 1 and played it all the way through. It took me a couple of weeks, but I was able to do it because it moved so easily and moved so fast. And the rules I made up for myself made it work very quickly. Pacific War to me is not a monster game. You can play. There's so many scenarios in it, and he even added a few scenarios that I like. So in the scenario book, I mean, you can play everything from just the attack on Pearl Harbor, Savo Island, the relief of Wake Island, Midway, Leyte Gulf, Philippine Sea, the Bismarck Barrier campaign, Guadalcanal, Guadalcanal, and what he did is somebody actually went ahead and created 3 new versions of the strategic scenario called the Barrier and the Javelin, so it can start in April, May, or June of 1942, and I like that. So, and the reason why I like that, I don't have to worry about playing. I don't have to worry about making sure that you can speak. I would probably start it in April, where the Japanese have already pretty much set themselves up. Now we go ahead and just defeat it. I would definitely start it there. Empire of the Sun, I do have, and the rules are very simple for Empire of the Sun. The only issue I have with Empire of the Sun, it's just a little bit too abstract for me. That's why I like Pacific War better, because Pacific War, I really get in the meat and the potatoes of the battles. Empire of the Sun is excellent, and I've already played like a couple of rounds of it, a quick playthrough on my bed. But the one thing I like about Pacific War, I got, you set up a whole bunch of all the carriers, all the battleships, all the cruisers, you set them all up and you fight. That's the one thing I like about Pacific War. And Pacific War, as I said, it really is not hard. It's very simple, especially the way he did the rules, where you have engagement scenarios, the battle scenarios, the the battle scenarios, the campaign scenarios, which is really the meat and potatoes of the game, and the strategic war. I will do videos if I do Pacific War. I just don't have the space. That's the only problem. I already tried to test. I already tried to test doing Pacific War on my desk, and I can do the engagement scenarios without a problem, such as Pearl Harbor, Savo Island. Let's see here. What's the invasion of Wake Island? I can do those. I can get them on the desk. I really wish I had a much larger setup that I could actually put the board out and we could really play. But yes, I will do my best to see if I can get some Pacific War out there. And I would start, of course, with Pearl Harbor. I've already tested the system, and I like I said, I love it. I think that's why I still think Pacific War is the best pack war game available. I just think it is. I always thought it was. It is a classic, and right now it is still considered. And on Board Game Geek, Pacific War is considered one of the highest rated war games they have right now. I wish Mark Herman would do a European theater. That's what I really would like him to do. I would love if he could do a European theater utilizing Pacific War system, but I don't think he could, because Pacific War is more of a naval a naval game with some land combat mixed in, where of course the war in Europe is more land combat than with a little bit of naval mixed in for the European theater. There's so many great European theater games. I actually have both advanced European theater operations and advanced Pacific theater. I do not have War in Europe or War in the Pacific. And the reason why I don't have them is because if I buy them, I'll never play them. They would just sit on my shelf, collect dust. I really would like to play stuff. I would like some more European. I would love to see, World in Flames. I once had at one point. Another good of course, if you like GMT, A World at War, their system is a World at War system. You would think, with as thick as the rule book is for A World at War from GMT Games, you would think as thick as that book is, you think the game was broken or unplayable. Believe it or not, A World at War is it's actually simpler than you think, because you don't use every single rule every time you play. You do it. And the one thing I like about it, World at War, if you want to play the European theater, just European, you can. If you want to play the Pacific theater, you can. If you want to play both, you can. And you can play it historical. You can play the historical version where you don't have to worry about production and you just get your units, or you can play, or you do production and such. So I don't know if any of you guys ever played a World at War, a World at War from GMT. Unconditional Surrender, I heard, is an awesome game. I would like to get it, and he actually released a Western campaigns version. The reason why I've not picked up Unconditional Surrender, I'm waiting for him to do a Pacific theater version of it. I want both. When it comes to World War II, I usually prefer all the theaters of war if possible. Okay. Because I like getting from all theaters of war. World War II Deluxe is ETO on a single map. Yep, in that by Canvas Temple. Yep, that's correct. But yes, Unconditional Surrender, I heard, is an excellent game. He is supposed to be working on an Asia and the Pacific version. I know he's working on it. I know he's going to work on it and be able to combine the two, and that would be good. Also, another game I'm waiting for that I've not pledged yet is Axis Empires from Decision Games, which of course is the Daisenso and Total Krieg games that they were supposed to combine into one game system now called Axis Empires by Decision Games. It's been in play test forever. I'm waiting for them to get that done, and I will probably pick up a copy of that because they're updating that, where I have a lot more naval action and such. So for those of you out there, do not forget Axis Empires for Decision Games. They were hoping they would get this out by this year. It looks like now it's going to, obviously it looks like it's going to be next year. But when it does come out, I will pick up a copy of that Axis Empires by Decision Games. I know they've been working on that for the longest. The pandemic really slowed down a lot of the games. A lot of companies, the pandemic really slowed down a lot of the games. Only really now gaming companies are finally getting back to getting close to where they were. There he is right then and there. Let's say hello, of course, to Al Red Sox fan, King of the Hill. And why is he King of the Hill? Because he does everything well. He does baseball, football, basketball, hockey, wrestling, boxing. He is just the most invincible, indefatigable, invulnerable, just unbelievable guy there is out there. And of course, Al Red Sox fan, I always got to give him the props because he was one of the reasons why I got into this crazy business. Or crazy hobby, I guess I should say. Yes, all is well, Mr. Al Red Sox fan. Are the Mets going to keep DeGrom? Well, they went ahead and kept Edwin Diaz. That signing's done. The Mets did re-sign Edwin Diaz, so he's still there, and they needed to. He's a fan favorite right now. You got to keep you got to go ahead and keep Diaz. So they kept him. He was re-signed. Don't know yet what they're going to do to DeGrom. SNY is reporting that they would probably offer DeGrom like 3 years or 3 years or 150 million or something like that. I just don't think DeGrom's going to want to stay here, and that's sad. But I don't know. There's you know as well as I do, Al. The free agent list this year is a loaded potato. I know you will agree with me on that. The free agents that are available is loaded potato. There is so many all-stars that are available in the free agent market this offseason. That hot stove is not going to be hot. That stove is going to be scorching. Yeah, Bogarts will be gone from the Red Sox. Yes, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. Yes, and you are 100% right. A little Bush League with Buck checking Musgroves in the 7th inning for cheating. Fair, Mets just extend. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mets just extended relief pitcher on Miguel. But the thing about he's a fan favorite, and Diaz was the best closer in the league this year. He actually finally showed up. The 2018 Edwin Diaz finally showed up in 2022. So that's why you keep the closer, and he was the best closer in the game this year. Nobody was better than he was. He was the best closer. When he came out, you pretty much said ball game, Fair foul, little Bush League with Buck checking Musgrove 7th inning. Yeah, I didn't like that much. Musgrove was just pitching his butt off, and the Mets had no answer for it, So I thought that was Bush League. I'll say foul. I didn't like it when they did it, and I can only and even Cohen, even Gary Cohen didn't like it either. He didn't. He did not like that at all. He didn't like it at all. Yes. So, and I like Gary Cohen. I love my announcers. I think the Mets got the best announcers in baseball. We got Gary Cohen. We got Ron Darling, Keith Hernandez. We got the best announcers in baseball right now. It's always fun. That's why I was so happy when I got MLB at bat to watch all the Mets games. I loved it listening to those guys on SNY. They were just terrific. I loved it. I really did. I think we got the best announcers in baseball right now. I listened to the Philadelphia Philly announcers with John Kruk. They put me to sleep. I'm not really a fan of the Yankee announcers that much, although they were okay. I think the Mets are the best announcers right now when it comes to their team. I just think they do, And the thing about MLB at back, I watched every baseball team this year. Who else do I want the Mets to do? I want them to keep. I would love to keep DeGrom, but if you can't, okay. They should keep Bassett. They should keep Canna. They need to keep. They need to keep Nimmo. They need to keep. I would like them to keep Carrasco. I would like them to sign Carrasco for one more season. I would like Carrasco one more year. I really would. I think Carrasco had a good season. Marte's going to have surgery. He should be some surgery. He should be fine. That was another reason why the Mets had issues late in the year. Marte was out for most of September. That's another reason why the Mets kind of floundered in September. Midlife Crisis joins us here at the State of the Network. Good to see you, my good friend. So I would like to see that. But yeah, Al, I don't know what your Red Sox. I hate to say this, but I thought Boston really underachieved this season. I really felt they did. I was expecting a lot more out of Boston. The Yankees, well, they were the Yankees. And Aaron Judge, where's he going to go? Can we all say next year Aaron Judge is not going to be hitting 60 home runs next year, no matter where he goes? Okay, so we know that Aaron Judge is not going to hit 60 home runs next year. A lot of people are saying he could go play for the Mets. Well, if he comes to Citi Field, he's definitely not hitting 60 home runs, not in that ballpark. Although the Mets are bringing in the fences, though. Citi Field, they're bringing in the fences again in right field. They're bringing in the fences at Citi Field, so they're going to be we may have more home runs in Citi Field, so they're bringing in the fences a little bit in right. What can DeGrom be worth? It's a shame he's only pitched 220 innings the last 3 years. And you're right. MLC, you're right. Okay, but when he's on, he's amazing. I hate to say this, in the wild card series against the Padres, he was awesome in game one. It was game two. It was Scherzer who did not look good in game one. That was the problem. That was sad. Okay, in that series against the Padres. But you want to know truth? The Mets, all they need to do was win one stinking game against the Cubs at Citi Field, and they would have won the division. So as far as I'm concerned, yeah, we got swept by the Braves and all that. You know what? You needed to win one game against the lousy Cubs, and then it doesn't matter. And then it doesn't matter. So you know what? Good teams are not teams that beat the teams they shouldn't beat. Good teams are teams that beat the teams they should. And they should have won that series against the Cubs. They got swept by the Cubs at Citi Field. That was awful. And that really is the reason why the Mets didn't win that division. Not that series against the Braves. Although some of the moves that Showalter did, I wasn't too thrilled about. With bringing in some of the rookies in a series like that really would decide the division. But you know what? If they win one game against the Cubs, Mets win the division, and then we see what happens. Instead of having to play a wild card series against the Padres. Like I said, MLC, you're not wrong in anything you say about there. But I still think DeGrom is still one of the best he is one of the best pitchers in baseball. He still is. Even though Verlander gets another World Series last couple of nights ago. Congratulations. Justin Verlander is going to win the American League Cy Young, as he should. All right. The National League Cy Young will probably go to Jose Urias or Gonsolin from the Dodgers. Those two are the best pitchers out there, really. I think Urias should get it because Urias was top 5 in the main categories. MVP, Aaron Judge, of course, American League. National League MVP will go to Goldschmidt, as it should. I think Paul Goldschmidt should get it. Manager of the Year. Sporting News already gave it to Buck Showalter. You know what? Thank you very much. Congratulations to Buck on that, but I really think that the Manager of the Year should have went to the manager of the Phillies. But they usually do that but they don't count the playoffs. They just count the regular season. If you don't want to use the Philly manager, then you know what? How about Snedeker with the Braves? The Braves were 10.5 back of the Mets. The Braves were 10.5 back of the Mets, and they came back and won the division. Yeah, I think Judge will be a mistake contract, but he's not going to hit 60 home runs no matter where he goes, especially if he goes to a large ballpark. So if the Mets were to sign him, he would probably hit somewhere between 40 and 50 home runs at Citi Field, home runs for the season. If he goes to the Giants, which a lot of people are saying is a good choice for him, he'll start hitting balls into the bay like Barry did. But I think that I think Aaron Judge is is going to I don't know where he's going to go. I mean, Steve Cohen is so rich that he could pay Aaron Judge what he wants just by emptying out the ashtrays and all the cars he's got, and that's it. That's how rich Steve Cohen is. You know, a man's is a billionaire. So I mean, you know, he could just, I mean, what, $550 million, $500 million? They'll write the guy a check. So, you know, I could see Steve Cohen could just empty out the ashtrays in his cars and he'll have all the money he needs. You know, money is nothing but a reference for that man. There's so many major free agents, you know, so many major free agents out there. Kershaw's a free agent. Verlander's a free agent this year too, but I think he'll stay with the Astros. He just won a World Series with them. I don't see him going anywhere. So many big time free agents. Trey Turner. I mean, there's so many big name free agents. The hot stove this year is going to be scorching. I cannot wait till they start dealing. So they start wheeling and dealing in the free agents and the winter meetings. The winter meetings are going to be so great. And as much as my Mets, you know, was a bit of ending the season with a thud, I can't wait for spring training down here. Okay, down here in South Florida. I'm going to go see my Mets play over here, probably against the Astros, as a matter of fact, here at the ballpark of the Palm Beaches for spring training. And then if I want to see the Mets at Lone Depot this year, it's gonna be opening weekend, because the Mets only have a weekend season down here against the Marlins. All right, opening weekend over here at Lone Depot. So if I want to see the Mets on a weekend, I'm actually have to do it opening week, which is fine. Marlins got a nice young manager in Skip Shoemaker. Should bring some youth to the club. The Marlins the problem with the Marlins is they don't stink. The Marlins are not garbage. They just don't have a fan base down here. Just nobody wants to go to that beautiful ballpark, and it is, all right, to go see a ball game there. And I'm ready to put money on this, that in 2038, when the lease at Lone Depot Park ends, the Marlins are going to move out of Florida. I just see that happen. I see the Marlins leaving. They'll go to a city that wants baseball, because right now down south, when you have a stadium that seats 39,000 and you can barely get 9,000 in there, okay? 9,000 in there, you're just not making money. Yes, exactly. Only 2 trips now to Miami instead of 3, and interleague. I think interleague. I think interleague has gone by the wayside. But now that starting this year, every team plays every team. So now you're guaranteed to play every team in the American League and every team in the National League. So now you've got 60 games in division, and the rest are divided up between your games in the league, and one series against every team in the other league, and it flips. So wherever the Mets are on the road, or if the Mets are home against this team in 2023, they'll be on the road against them in 2024, and then they'll just rotate it again. So now every team plays everybody. Yeah, only 2 trips now to Miami instead of 3, exactly. So, and the second time they visit here is in the middle of the week. There's no way I know I'll be able to get to it. So I have to choose a weekend, and the Mets actually open up. The Marlins actually open up down here against the Mets in 2023. So I'll probably go to a Saturday game there to go see the Mets, if any, you know, and go see the Mets in that one. So yeah, I look forward to next season. 2023 is going to be a lot of fun. 2022 I felt was a lot of fun. I really had no issue with the 2022 season. I felt that 2022, to me, has really gotten baseball back to what it was almost in 2019. 2020, of course, was the COVID year. 2021, baseball was just trying to restart itself. Okay. 2022 was a very good baseball season. It was a good baseball season. So I think 2023 will be even better. All right. And as far as I know about the ghost runner rule, I have a very funny feeling they're still going to keep it. I hate that rule. And if we ever do a 2020, 2021, or 2022 season on the network for Inside Pitch, we will not be using that rule. So don't worry about it. That will be one rule I will not use for extra innings. I am not doing it. I am not doing. Remember, next year we have the pitch clock. Next year the shift is gone, so no more shift. Infielders have to have their feet on the on the clay before the pitch is thrown. The bases are larger next year. They're going to be 17 inches now around square instead of 14. They think it's going to cut down on collisions. Whatever. So yeah, we got some major rules changes next year. Should be fun to see how this works. I still wish they get rid of that left-handed, the 3 batter rule. I hate that rule. Yep, all left-handed batting averages will rise. Yes, they will. They will rise. Okay. They will rise. And so yeah, we're gonna see some major rules changes next year. Don't be surprised if they tweak the playoffs again, because none of the 3 division champions got to the NLCS because of the playoff format they use. They may tweak it. I heard they may tweak it where now they may tweak it where I think they should do it the way I do it. I really do. The top 2 teams in each division, okay? Top 2 go in. All right. The 1, 2, the 1, 2, 3 get a bye. The third place team number 3 plays the third place team number 2 in a 1 game. I'm sorry, the second place team number 3 plays the second place team number 2 in a 1 game. Okay. The winner there plays the second place team number 1 in a 1 game. And then the second place, the winner there plays the number 1 seed. And then the number 2 division winner plays the number 3 division winner, just like they did in the older days. Okay. You're guaranteed to have a division winner in the championship series that way. You either have 1 or 2 of them, but you're guaranteed to have at least 1. So they may be tweaking the playoffs again because a lot of people, let's put it this way. The Philadelphia Phillies were a 3rd place team that made the postseason. That 3rd place team. By all counts, the Phillies shouldn't even been there. So I think we're going to see some tweaking to the playoffs. I don't know how they'll do it, but I heard they're going to tweak it because a 111 Dodger team didn't even make the championship series. You win 111 games and you don't make the championship series because of what is it? Because of a short series against the Padres. I don't know. Maybe the number 1 seed will get an automatic bye into the championship series, and the 6 will play the 5, and then the 2 plays the 5, and the 3 plays the 4. And I don't know. They're gonna tweak the playoffs again. They got to. They're gonna let's see. The day the Phillies beat the Braves, 1 day, 24-hour record was broken for MLB merchandise sales. I understand that. True, but I think we're going to see some tweaks. I think you're probably right, MLC, but I've been told they are going to make some tweaks. They're going to make some tweaks to the postseason again because 111 baseball club didn't even get into the championship series. Salvador America. I hope you and Mrs. America are just fine. Yeah, like I said, Brian B. I mean, like I said, 162 games. It doesn't mean much when if you win the divisions and you got the 3. See, what they really need to do is just get rid of this 3 division alignment and go back to the 2. Have an East and a West. All right, and then take the top 3 teams in each division. Take the top 3 teams in each division. The 3rd place plays the 2. Okay, in a 1 game, and then the winner there plays the 1. In the division series, something like that. They need to get rid of this 3 division alignment. I never liked it. I never liked the 3 division alignment. I never did. They should just go back to the East and West. And just expand baseball by 2 more teams. Put a team in Montreal and put a team in Vegas. Although the Athletics may be moving Although the Athletics may be moving to Vegas anyway, because Rob Manfred has already told the city of Oakland, are you going to build him a stadium or is this team going to move? He's already told Oakland to move. Oh no, 4 divisions, only the 2 division champions meet in the best of 7. That'll work too. Make it a 4 division alignment then. An east, a south, an east, a west, a north, and a south if you want, or something like that. True, you could do that. 4 divisions, all right. If you go ahead and expand to baseball 2 more teams, you got to expand 2 more teams if you want to do it that way and make a total of 32. That would be fine, and only division winners get in. That's fine. You know. I don't think you're going to see another 100 more cities in the schedule, more travel, more parity. I agree with you there too because of the new schedule that was released already. So I think the new schedule is going to be very interesting to see. So now you're guaranteed to see every ball club in your season. So the Mets will, of course, will see the Marlins. They'll see the Marlins, the Braves, the Phillies, and the Nationals. Of course, we'll see every team in the National League, and now we'll see all 15 teams in the American League in a 3-game series this year, and then in a 3-game series, and then next year it flips. So if they were home against this team, they'll be away against them next year. So that's fine by me. Yeah, I agree. The World Series should not be played in November. I agree with that. The weather is just off. The weather is just not baseball. It's just not baseball weather in November. Luckily, luckily the World Series at Philadelphia, except for the rainout, the weather actually was pretty good, except for the rainout. But yes, and Clee baseball fan does make a point because the lockout, because it was played so late, the first week of the regular season was moved to the end of the regular season in October. So that's one of the reasons why we played so late, because of the lockout, because the first week was moved so they could still get the 162 games in. They won't have that problem now this coming year. That season will start on time, and now they should be able to get that right. So I don't think we'll have to worry about that now for this coming year. I don't think so. So I would like to see baseball do some tweaking, But yes, I think it should. If you had taken the Phillies seriously, the Phillies wild card clincher and swept them, the Brewers would have been in the Phillies out probably. Yeah, the Brewers probably would have made it in there. The Brewers probably would have gotten in there. Yeah, Milwaukee. That team, I hate to say this, but the Brewers lost a lot of games too late down the stretch. I was watching the Brewers. They lost a lot of games down the stretch too. They lost a lot of they lost a lot of games down the stretch. The Brewers they did. They lost a lot of games down the stretch. I got to tell you though, if you're there are some teams this year that surprised that next year you should be looking forward to baseball. If you are a Baltimore Orioles fan, it looks like moving the fences back, raising the fences at Camden Yards was the right thing to do. And so if you're an Orioles fan, you got to be looking forward to baseball next year because Baltimore was a threat. Baltimore had a winning season this year. Congratulations to the Orioles. They needed a winning season badly. So if you're an Orioles fan, you're looking forward to next season. The Guardians, of course, nobody had the Guardians win the American League Central. I certainly didn't. The White Sox and Twins definitely underachieved. So the Guardians just took it from them. Congratulations to the Guards. They deserved it. I think, congratulations to the Guards. They deserved it. Houston was the best team in baseball this year. They really were, even though the Dodgers have more wins, but the Astros were the best team. Dodgers, awesome season. The most wins in their franchise history. Padres had a good year. They just got beat by Bryce Harper in their game against the Phillies. Giants kind of struggled, but I knew they would. I knew the Giants were not going to have the same year they had last year. Cardinals, always the Cardinals. The St. Louis Cardinals. Can anybody here agree with me that the St. Louis Cardinals, no matter how many injuries they have, or whatever they do, okay, in the offseason, can everyone agree with me that the St. Louis Cardinals always seem to be there? They always seem to be there. No matter how many injuries they have or whatever, Cardinal Nation has nothing to worry about. That team competes every single year. I'm pretty sure. I think I'll get agreement out of that. I really think they will. The Cardinals are always there. Yes, they have a great farm system. They always exactly. The Cardinals have an awesome farm system. Braves also, they proved that last year was not a fluke. They just got beaten. The Braves just got beaten by the Phillies. The Mets. Come on, the Mets won 101 games this year. Nobody had the Mets winning over 100 games. I certainly didn't. I knew the Mets would be good this year, but I didn't say 100 wins. So the Mets had an excellent season. You win 100 games, that was a pretty darn good team. That was a pretty darn good team, the Mets this year. Okay, 101 wins. Come on, that was a good Mets club. No problem with them this year. They overachieved, in my opinion. They didn't win anything, but they overachieved. I'm very happy with the Mets. I don't know if they'll win 100 next year, but maybe the team will be better. We'll see what Steve Cohen wants to do. Yeah, Albert Pujols and Yadier Molina going to be 21 seasons without Pujols and Molina. Yeah, and of course they'll go in on their first ballot, as they should. First ballot Hall of Famers, of course. So it was I think it's great. I would like to see the Marlins be competitive. Remember, yes, I am a Mets fan, but I do root for the Marlins down here. I am a homer. I would like the Marlins to get better. Sandy Alcantara is an awesome pitcher. It's just too bad he's on a team like the Marlins. Imagine if he was on a team that could actually win games. Sandy Alcantara would get the Cy Young Award easily down here. For the Marlins, I would like the Marlins to do better. I would like to see the Red Sox have a better season next year. I like Boston. Al Red Sox fan. I mean, I do like the Red Sox. I have never shanked Boston. The only time I did was when the Mets won the World Series in '86. But hey, remember, the Mets beat the Red Sox in '86. How many championships have the Red Sox had since the Mets won in '86? And how many the Mets had? What is it? 4? The Red Sox have had 4 championships, and the Mets have had none. So you know what? I guess I have an '86 curse right now. I guess maybe I have a curse. For them. The Marlins are a quadruple A team. I know they can't afford to keep anyone. We don't want to spend money down here because they can't. Because, like I said, we have a 39,000 seat stadium down here at MLC. We're lucky if we can put 9,000 per game, and most of them are representing the other team. When I go see the Marlins, I'm wearing a Mets jersey and a Mets cap. Now, I do go to see the Marlins once in a while as a Marlins fan. I do have a Marlins jersey, of course, and a Marlins cap here. But when the Mets are down here, I have to go for my Mets. I have to. That's my first team. I am a homer. I got the Panthers right down here at Florida Live Arena. 20 minutes away from seeing the Florida Panthers. And they're off to a little bit of a weak start this year compared to last year. Heat are off to a rough start right now. They're not playing that well. Dolphins, hey, great win for my Dolphins. We're 6-3. The Canes stink. So right now, the number one thing right down here in South Florida is football. And it's the Dolphins right now. We're 6-3, and we're right in the hunt. And thanks to the Jets for beating the Bills, although I rather would have had the Bills beat the Jets, but, Well, Alcantara members in the National League there, MLC. Verlander's in the American. And Verlander had a 1.74 ERA. So he's getting the Cy Young. That's a gimme. That's a no-brainer. He's gonna get the American League Cy Young. I think Julio Urias should get the National League Cy Young. He had a little better of a year than Alcantara, but Alcantara may get it though. He may get it. Are the Pirates ever going to make some noise again? Oh, the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's got to be tough right now. It's got to be tough right now for the Steel City. The Steelers right now, and I know, of course, Steeler fan will hate me for saying this, but the Steelers are not good. They are not good this year. And the Pirates, well, remember the Pirates did play a playoff game only about, what was it? What year was it? Was it 2000? Didn't the Pirates win a wild card game against weren't the Pirates in a wild card game recently? I think 2015. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Pirates, they're in the doldrums. It's been 7 years since they've been in the postseason, but yeah, they were in there, you know. Congratulations to the Mariners for finally getting off the schneid, but the Mariners are still the only team in baseball history right now that have just not gotten to the World Series yet. The Seattle Mariners are the only franchise in the majors that has not touched the World Series. Everybody else has. There have been teams that have not won a World Series, like the Rockies, the Rangers, and the Rays, and some other, but they've been to it. The Mariners have never been to the World Series yet. That is a team that I would really like to see get to the World Series and get that monkey off their back. They're the last franchise to not get in the World Series. But they had a good team this year. The Mariners are a good team. They could build. And maybe challenge the Astros in that division. They could do it, And then there's the Reds. What about the Reds, guys? What about your Reds? Your Reds got off to an absolutely awful start this year. The Reds got off to an awful start, but I hate to say this, your owner is a schmuck. When the owner said, what did he say? The owner said, well, where are they gonna go? Where are the fans gonna go? I hate to say this, the Reds owner is a schmuck. The owner of the Reds is a schmuck. Sorry. When you said that about the fans or something like that, I forget what it was. Brian B. or one of the other Reds fans, Brandon Baker. I know the owner said something like, where are the fans gonna go? There's nowhere else for them to go, or something like that. Yeah, yeah, I agree. The Reds, that was another team that needs a shot in the arm, and yet they were in the postseason of in the COVID year too. So they were there. And yeah, midlife, you're correct. The Pirates have a terrific fan base out there. They do. The Pirates have a storied history, but they haven't won anything since their last year was 1979? They haven't won anything since the We Are Family, right? Yeah, exactly. The Pirates haven't won anything since We Are Family. The Mets haven't won anything since since the crazy 86 season. All right. The 86 Mets were not the best baseball team in history, but that was the craziest team in baseball history. Yes, PNC Park is gorgeous, Mark. Absolutely. It's one of the most beautiful parks in the league. Absolutely. It's a gorgeous ballpark. Citi Field is a gorgeous ballpark. Citizens Bank Park is a gorgeous ballpark. There's so many beautiful parks out there. The only two dumps is Tropicana Field and Ring Central Coliseum. Although I think the Rays are going to get their new ballpark. I've been told that they are going to get the new ballpark, and they're going to get out, of Tropicana Field. Tropicana Field is the only stadium that has not hosted the All-Star game yet, but that's not entirely true. Truist Park was going to get it until baseball moved it from Truist Park to Coors Field in 2020. But I'm sorry, 2021. But true. And I think Truist Park needs to get its All-Star game back. I think what baseball did was, at one point, I thought they were right. Thought about it, and then I realized they were wrong. But Ring Central Coliseum, that home of the Oakland Athletics. That place is what is it? That place is a landfill. That's not a dump. It's a landfill. Okay, Ring Central Coliseum where the Athletics played. I was there for a game a number of years ago, and it was a dump then, and it's still a dump now. That place is awful. It is so run down. It is so run down where the Athletics play, and that's why Manfred is literally telling Oakland, move to Vegas. Move to Vegas. and let Vegas build you a brand new ballpark out there and become the Las Vegas A's. Become the Las Vegas Athletics, and then Oakland can be what it wants because Oakland doesn't want to build them a new stadium, which they need one. Oakland, I mean, that's one of the reasons why that the Oakland Athletics, Oakland Mausoleum, exactly. It is the Tropicana is like a wet mausoleum, exactly. They're both bad. But right now, I would probably have to. The one thing about Tropicana Field is a warehouse, but if anything, it's still comfortable to watch a game there because of the air conditioning and all that stuff. It actually is comfortable. It is not comfortable at where Oakland plays. Ring Central is such terrible. Worse than the old Mistake by the Lake. Brian Patterson, the Vet was a worse ballpark than the Mistake by the Lake. The Veterans Stadium where the Phillies played, that was the worst ballpark in baseball history until Oakland Coliseum and Tropicana Field. Okay? The Vet. Nothing like playing on turf-covered concrete. How many career-ending injuries did Veterans Stadium cause? I rest my case. That place was awful, and I was there for a game there too. The old cookie cutter of multi-purpose ballparks. Riverfront, Three Rivers, Veteran Stadium. Those three are all, and of course Busch Stadium, the Busch Stadium too. They were all the same round concrete donuts. They all were all round concrete donuts. But the Vet was the worst. Memorial Stadium is actually pretty nice, old Memorial Stadium and old Fulton County Stadium, But I love the green painted dirt for football. Exactly. Yeah, no, that's bad. No, Ring Central Coliseum is the worst. And Manfred is telling the A's to move. He really is telling the A's to move. He's telling them to move. Get them out. Go to Vegas. Let them build you a new ballpark, and they will. Vegas wants baseball. Why not? They got football already, although the Raiders right now this year are kind of meh. Yes, the memories. Where else can you go in September, sit in $700 for $2 and play touch football on the concourse because none of the concession were open and there was no security? Yes. Midlife crisis knows. Yes, because I did see games at the Vet when the Mets played the Phillies back in the day when I was still living in New York. Used to take trips to Philadelphia to go see the Mets play in Philadelphia. And Philadelphia is not that far from New York State. Not that far from New York State. A few hours. No big deal. A couple hours. Go see the Mets play at the old Vet. Sure. Which of course we got the 1988 season coming up, so we go back to all these cookie cutter stadiums. No more Crosley Field, Connie Mack Stadium, Griffith Stadium. Los Angeles, LA Wrigley Field, Memorial Coliseum. It's back to Dodger Stadium, Riverfront, Three Rivers, the Vet, Fulton County, no longer playing at Milwaukee County Stadium, although they are playing at County Stadium, but now it's the Brewers back, for the 1988 season we're going to start next year. Looking forward to that season. That season's going to be a lot of fun. They all are. I look forward to all of them. I'm already suffering myself through inside pitch withdrawal. I'm almost ready to start. Forget it. Let's start the next season tomorrow. But I do need a break. The homeless gang and activity are ruining up. Candlestick Park, yes, had a bad reputation. Oh, Oracle Park, Citi Field is my favorite ballpark because it is the Met Stadium. But I've been to Oracle Park, and that's the most beautiful stadium. When you sit on the first base line and you see out there under the bay, there is no other view like that. No other stadium has that view. No other stadium has that view anywhere. Oracle Park is practically perfect. I think that's the most beautiful stadium in baseball. I really, really do. I think that's the most beautiful stadium in baseball. I think it is. Citi Field's my favorite. I love Citi Field. I did go to New Yankee Stadium when I went to New York several years ago when I was on vacation. I did go to New Yankee Stadium. New Yankee Stadium is gorgeous, but I felt like I was inside an office building. When I went into Yankee Stadium, I felt like I was inside an office building. I just entered a big corporate office. That's with seats and a baseball field. That's what it felt like to me when I went to Yankee Stadium. When I went to Citi Field to see the Mets honor the 1986 team in May of 2016. When I went to that was a very fan-friendly ballpark. That was a baseball stadium. All right. That was a baseball stadium. That was a baseball stadium. It truly was. Citi Field is a baseball stadium. Yankee Stadium is really, to me, is corporate offices with a ballpark on it. That's how it looks like to me. I don't know. I wasn't thrilled. I'm of course, I'm not a Yankee fan. I'm a Mets fan. I'm not really a Yankee fan, but I did, of course, go as a Yankee fan for that game, and I rooted for the Yankees when they played the Blue Jays in that game. And I had a fun time. I had a great time, but I just felt the baseball stadium. I just felt it was corporate. Too corporate for me. It looked like it was in an office building. That's how it looks like to me. Yep, Royal Stadium, Kauffman Stadium. They're trying, and now they want to build the Royals a new baseball stadium. Now they want even though Kauffman Stadium has been renovated, they want to build the Royals a new stadium now. They want to build a new stadium for the Kansas City Chiefs also. They want was thinking to get a new stadium. Who else wants one? I know the Royals. I know they want a new stadium for the Royals because Royal Stadium or Kauffman Stadium has been Kauffman Stadium has been around since Royals inception. Really, remember the Kansas City Athletics played at Kansas City Municipal. They never played at Royal Stadium. Yeah, no, like I said, they may build a new stadium for the Royals because they want one out there. They want a new stadium for the Royals. What was it? Anaheim, the Angels are looking to try to get a new stadium too. The Angels, they're thinking maybe Angel Field at Anaheim. That stadium is very old. That stadium was back in the 60s. Angel Stadium, they want to build a new stadium for the Angels as well. That's a stadium I was told they're trying to move the Angels to a new stadium for them. Okay, even though Angel Stadium of Anaheim has been renovated a number of times, it's gone through so many renovations. But yes, the Angels, they're thinking of getting a new stadium. At some point, Fenway and Wrigley are just going to turn to dust. I don't know what you do with those two. And I understand Fenway has been modernized. I know Fenway's been modernized and Wrigley has been modernized. But I'm sorry. Those stadiums are over 100 years old. They've been renovated. They've been reconditioned and all this. They need new ballparks. I'm sorry. Fenway Park needs to be closed down, turned into a museum, and they need to build the Red Sox a brand new, state-of-the-art, top-of-the-line modern baseball stadium. If you still want to use the Green Monster, fine, okay, but they need a new stadium badly. Fenway Park is really, to me, the dimensions for Fenway Park are obsolete. They're obsolete, the dimensions at Fenway Park. They need a new stadium. I can barely concede what? I mean, Fenway Park can seat about what, I think? 40,000? I don't know, 40,000 in Fenway Park, even with the new seats on the Green Monster. I think 40,000 in Fenway Park. I'm not sure. Build the Red Sox a 50,000 or a 60,000 seat stadium. Trust me, there won't be an empty seat. Build them a brand new top-of-the-line ballpark. Do the same for Wrigley, for the Cubs. That stadium is obsolete, too. Do the same for the Cubs. Get them a top-of-the-line ballpark where you don't have to sit on the roofs. 37. Thank you there, Salvador. Where they don't have to sit on the roofs of buildings in order to watch a ball game. I mean, yeah, I agree. The nostalgia is correct, MLC. You're correct. The nostalgia of Fenway and Wrigley. And believe me, I've been to both. I've been to Wrigley Field and I've been to Fenway Park, of course. I've seen I saw a game between the Red Sox and the Yankees one time. And Wrigley Field, I saw a game between the Cubs and the Cardinals. I've been to the stadiums, but I've been to pretty much not to a lot of the stadiums, but not many of the new ones though. But I've been to these stadiums and had a lot of fun, but that was many years ago. These stadiums need to be either just turned into museums, and build them a brand new ballpark. I'll be honest, if there is one of the newer parks that needs, I really don't think is that good. You know, if there is Brian Mears. Welcome, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian Mears. I did not see you. My bad. Welcome to the channel here, Mr. Mears. An honor to have you here, sir. Well, that's because I went dressed as a Red Sox. Ryan, that's because I went dressed. I was wearing a Red Sox t-shirt and a Red Sox cap, not a Yankee cap. I actually went there wearing the Red Sox. That was back in the 80s, I think. I forget which game it was, which one it was. No, I've not been to the Rogers Center in Toronto. Not been to there. I would have loved to gone to one game in Rogers Center. I think the Blue Jays. I don't know. I was never impressed with the Rogers Center, but at least you have a retractable roof. You know, although Aaron Boone is now lobbying for a retractable roof on Yankee Stadium now. He says that they lost. He says that if we have a retractable, he's already told ownership that if we have a retractable roof at Yankee Stadium, we'll win every World Series from now on. So Aaron Boone is lobbying for a retractable roof on top of Yankee Stadium. So they're gonna try to get a retractable roof there. He says now, because we would have won our championship if it wasn't for the weather. Okay. Boone can smoke another one with that comment. Yeah, would have won if the roof was. Well, I love how the banner's gonna ring. New York Yankees would have won if the roof was closed. Yeah. Olympic Stadium. Yeah, Olympic Stadium where the Expos played. Where I've already been told that if the Expos were to return to Canada, they would build them a new stadium too. They would build them a brand new retractable roof stadium in Canada. You got to. It gets cold up there. So you got to have a retractable roof stadium if they build a new stadium for the Expos, if the Expos ever go back. You know. Well, some in Cleveland are lobbying that to put a retractable roof on Progressive Field. I like the Progressive Field. I think Progressive Field's a gorgeous park. I think the Indians play in a heck of a park. Cleveland Municipal Stadium was one thing, okay? Progressive Field is another. That's a gorgeous park. Progressive Field is gorgeous. There ain't nothing wrong with that park. I would love it if they put a retractable roof on that. You know. Ask Boone how many games would have won if Yankee Stadium was the size of wiffle ball home run. Yeah, there is that too, you know. I mean, New Yankee Stadium has always been a hitter's park, you know. That's why another reason why I like Citi Field too. In Citi Field, if you hit a home run, you've earned it. You hit a home run at Citi Field, you earned it. You get a fly ball in Yankee Stadium and it goes out. You know. I would like to see that. Yep, home field advantage. Exactly. Home field advantage. One of the reasons why, you know, that like I said, the Astros had games 1 and 2 and 6 and 7. Sorry, just 74 season, 6 days into it. Montreal still hasn't played yet. Guessing they were snowed out. Yes, because in 74, they were still playing at Jerry Park. They didn't move into Stade Olympique until I think it was 70. It was 76. Was it 77? We did the 76 season, and they were still playing at They were still playing at Jerry Park in 76, I think. I know they were still playing at Jerry Park. They didn't move to Stade Olympique until later. So yeah, Montreal, and because they were not in Stade Olympique in 74. They weren't. You know, they weren't in Stade Olympique in 74. They were playing at Jerry Park still. Big opening baseball 78. I think you're right there, Ryan. I think you're right. I'm not 100% sure. But yes, I think I think it, you know, I truly think that that was it there. So yeah, and remember, if you're playing the 74 and 75 season, Brian, remember the Yankees and the Mets are both playing in Shea Stadium in that year. Yankee Stadium was under renovations for 74 and 75. So they should be playing at Shea Stadium in the Yankees for 74 and 75. So remember, they did not play at Yankee Stadium that year. And I actually had to catch Chris Davis on Inside Pitch because he once sent me, when I got his 74, 75 season, I said, wait a minute, they were not in Yankee Stadium. I had to catch that with him. And he said, you know what? You're right. I am so sorry. So he updated his files and, of course, sent me corrected ballparks. So, that's one thing about nobody has better customer service than Chris Davis of Inside Pitch. I'm sorry. I know Joe Bryant's customer service is good, okay, but Chris Davis has the best customer service. You show him a mistake, he fixes it right there. He'll either send you a PDF if you want, or he'll go ahead and he'll send you a printed card. I would like to see that. Tigers, there was a baseball stadium right now that really is not as, where the guaranteed rate field where the Chicago White Sox play right now. I hate to say this, I'm not thrilled with that ballpark. Guaranteed rate field was one of the first of the new ballparks to come out before all the others started building ballparks. I think guaranteed rate field was what, 1990? 1991. That's right. 1990, they were still at Comiskey Park, old Comiskey. But 1991, I think they moved into guaranteed rate field. So, that I've never been thrilled with that ballpark that the White Sox play. I would like them to get another stadium. I think guaranteed rate field just doesn't really. I don't think it cuts it. Oriole Park at Camden Yards is gorgeous. Oriole Park at Camden Yards is gorgeous. PNC Park is gorgeous. Nationals Park is gorgeous. Citi Field is gorgeous. Lone Depot Park for the Marlins is gorgeous. The new Busch Stadium is gorgeous. Okay. American Family Field for the Brewers is gorgeous. All right. Chase Field for the Diamondbacks. I still think that's a beautiful ballpark. Although the ball flies weird when the windows are open. Chase Field is gorgeous. Petco Park is gorgeous. Dodger Stadium, they just renovated that ballpark. The Dodgers will never leave that ballpark. That's gorgeous. It always has been. Coors Field is gorgeous. There's so many beautiful ballparks out there, but unfortunately, the Rays need one bad, and I think they are going to get it. I think they're going to build a new ballpark near St. Petersburg off the bay. I think they're going to build them one. But yet the city of Oakland doesn't want anything to do with the A's, and that's one of the reasons why the A's shipped everybody out of there. They did not want this team to do anything because the city of Oakland don't care. So A's ownership don't care either. And they've already been looking for a place to move. So Oakland, if you really want to be that tight, because right now the Athletics is the only thing you got left up there. Because your Warriors are gone. Okay, you don't have San Jose. The Sharks play in San Jose. The Raiders have left, and now you're going to lose the A's. So let the A's move to Oakland, to Las Vegas. Let them become the Las Vegas Athletics. And let them start there. Let them build a top of the line, beautiful Las Vegas ballpark. I can only imagine how that park would look. It would be gorgeous. You don't think? Yeah, Warriors moved to San Francisco. Exactly right. Because they used to play in Oakland. The old Warriors arena, Cleve baseball fan, was right next to Ring Central Coliseum. Right next to them. And they left to go to San Francisco. So, I can only imagine what kind of money Vegas would put into a stadium, for the Athletics in Las Vegas. I can only imagine what it would look like. It would be a beautiful thing. It would be a beautiful thing. If the Raiders have the Death Star, I guess since they built the Raiders the Death Star for the Legion Stadium, I guess the Athletics would probably get if you got the Death Star, you might as well build them the Star Killer base or something like that. Yeah, when they played at the Cow Palace, exactly. Milwaukee Bucks Arena. Well, the Milwaukee Bucks Arena. I mean, it looks like a dump from the outside. You're right, but inside it's gorgeous. Inside it's gorgeous. As far as arenas go, Florida Live Arena down here for the Panthers, Still a top-of-the-line hockey arena. We got the All-Star game down here. We got the NHL All-Star game down here at for hockey. Okay, the Heat playing at the arena down here. Okay, that's a beautiful arena. You know, Key Arena in Seattle. Well, is that where the Kraken is playing? Are the Kraken playing at Key Arena, or are they playing at Key Arena, or are they playing it somewhere else? The Seattle Kraken, are they playing at Key Arena? Got renovated and changed the name. Okay, there you go, Clee baseball fan. I don't know if the Kraken were playing there, you know, at the old Key Arena where the Sonics used to play, you know, Seattle Supersonics. But you know, yeah, exactly. It's where the Supersonics used to play, Key Arena, exactly. During the days of Kemp and you know, and Gary Payton, the glove. You know, Gary Payton was a member of that team before he came down here to the Heat and won a championship with the Heat in 2005 and 06. Heck of a Heat team that was, too. Philly's making plans for Center Scene Arena probably for the Sixers and the Flyers, right? I don't know why Philadelphia has a problem with another arena. I would think you would give the Philadelphia 76ers and the Philadelphia Flyers, which have very big high fan base there. I don't know why you would give them a new place to play in. I don't know why you would have a problem getting those two a new place to play. You know. Oh yeah, the new PPG arena for the Penguins. Yes, it is impressive. That's gorgeous. No, PPG arena for the Penguins, absolutely. That is a beautiful place for hockey. You know, but I would just like to see we need some new ballparks. You know, I really like to see some new ballparks for the A's, for the Rays, and I understand how nostalgic Fenway Park and Wrigley Field is, but I really would like to see those two ball clubs get new stadiums. Really, I can only imagine how Boston would go all out for an absolutely brand new baseball stadium for the Boston Red Sox, and how Chicago would go all out for the Cubs. I would love to see how those stadiums would look. They would be beautiful jewel boxes. They really would. Wow. Another year is about to end, everyone. Another year, November 2022. Another season. Which stadium is first to go, Fenway or Wrigley? I would have to say Fenway right now because Wrigley was just recently renovated only a couple of years ago with the new scoreboards. So I'd have to say Fenway before Wrigley. But I would like to see both of them be turned into museums and let these teams have top of the line ballparks. They really are. In my opinion, they're both obsolete. They are obsolete. It's been a fast year. 2022 has been a fast year. You know, I'm looking forward to the holidays, Thanksgiving coming up. We got, of course, Christmas and New Year's, and it's been a lot of fun. And you know, I look forward to starting my next Inside Pitch replay, which is 1988. And New Year's Day, I'll have the demo game between the Athletics and the Dodgers. And January 9th, I'll start the season with the Tigers and the Red Sox. Jack Morris against Roger Clemens. So I'm sure all you Red Sox fans will not want to miss opening day. Yes, Mr. America. Crazy how much faster time goes by as you get older. That is so true. That is so true. It's too fast for me, guys. It's too fast for me. Or is it looking forward, or is it back to 1988? Yep, looking forward to that. And who knows what the next season will be. I'm going to continue to let you guys choose the seasons for me. Remember, I don't care. One guy did ask me. One guy did ask me what my vote would have been if I was to vote, and I was thinking of actually placing my own vote for the season selection. I was almost thinking of placing a vote, but because I'm actually running the system, I decided not to. I said, nope, let them vote, because I did not want my vote to be a deciding vote. So I did not vote for one of the 4 seasons. If I had chosen a vote for each one of the seasons that were on the selection show, well, we had 1958, 1988, 2010, and 2016. I also would have voted for 1988 because of my Mets. I have an excellent Mets team in 1988. A lot of people say the 88 Mets were better than the 86 Mets. Okay. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the Mets can do in the 88 season. So I would have also chosen 88. In the 5th selection show, we had 1961, 82, 92, and 2011. I would have 1961, of course, won that. I would have also chosen 1961 because I wanted to play a legendary season. I wanted to play Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle and Sandy Koufax. I would have also done 1961. The 4th show had 1966, 1979, 2000, and 2014. 1979, of course, won that year. I would have chosen the 2000 season. I would have wanted to see what the Mets, see if I can get another Mets Yankees, another Mets Yankees, another Mets Yankees Subway Series. Uncle Dave Gardner joins us here. Yes, Mr. Gardner, you're right. This channel needs more hockey, but I kind of leave that to you, sir, because you are the hockey master. So I just don't want to steal people's thunder. Although I did pick up a copy of Inside the Crease 21-22 season. So I will try to do some Panthers Inside the Crease if I can. But, I would like to, do that. The 3rd selection show at 1959, 1981, 2000, and 2014. 81, of course, won that selection. I would have chosen 2000. The 2nd selection show actually had 5 seasons to choose from. 1956, 1976, 1978, 2008, and 2017. My choice would have been 1976 won that year. I would have voted for 78 because I like the 78 Yankees. And the 1st selection show had 1964, 1977, 1985, and 2015. 1985, of course, won that selection show. I would have chosen 1985 also because the Mets had a good year that year, and they were fun. So those would have been my votes for the selection shows if I was voting. But I would have chosen 1988 also, by the way. I would have chosen that as well. Mike Eisenberg joins us here kind of late. Good to see you, Mr. Eisenberg. That I would have chosen 1988 also. As much as 2016, I would have liked to do a contemporary season, and I would like to do a contemporary season in the future. But like I said, I don't care what season you guys choose. You get 4 seasons to choose from, and you guys usually make a pick. And we always seem to have a great season. Some exciting games, regular season games, and of course, when we get to the postseason, you never know. So, who would have thought the Milwaukee Braves would have won my 1961 replay? Who would have thought that? I did not see the Milwaukee Braves. I either had the Yankees or the Tigers winning that season. I did not have the Braves winning the World Series. I did not have the Braves winning the World Series. I was shocked when they took the Tigers out 4-1. I was shocked, but that's the way the dice rolled. And, they just had it. The Braves were hitters. Hank Aaron was hitting. Joe Adcock was hitting. Eddie Matthews was hitting. They were hitting. Lee May was hitting. He batted over 375 in the postseason. They were hitting. The Braves did it. And Warren Spahn was amazing. So, it was just that, does anyone receive rings as coaches in 88 that played in 61? I have got to figure that out. I do not know. I don't think anybody on the 1961 Braves get a ring in 1988. I don't think any of them are playing. I doubt it because that's 27 years later. So I'm pretty sure nobody was playing baseball from that. I'm pretty sure. I have to look. But I don't think any. I think I'll get the only one of course, it's the Atlanta Braves that are going to get the ring because, of course, it's the Atlanta Braves that are going to get the rings because they were the Milwaukee Braves. They moved to Atlanta, so the Atlanta Braves get the rings. Obviously, when I do a Braves game in '88, I already have, like I said, I already have the 1988 season ready to go. All French players are printed. FastScore is printed. My logos are set. My pictures for the stadiums are set. Okay, I could start the season tomorrow if I wanted to, but I need the break. I want to do other stuff for a little bit. I know I'm not gonna get the views that I get, but that's okay. Give you guys a break. Come on, give you guys a break. You don't need to see my ugly mug every single night. You really don't. You got to take a break from me too. You guys need it. Watch everybody else. Watch, go watch everybody, and not that you don't. I mean, Dave Gardner. Hey, Uncle Dave, you got one of the best channels on the you got one of the best channels on the tube. Of course, with our Red Sox fam, and of course, Uncle Ron Juckett. Hey, you guys are the best. I guess it's one of the reasons why I don't do much hockey because I'd rather just let you do it because you're the hockey guy. You know more about hockey than I do, and the way you do your hockey games is just extravagant. Do you like that Stone Cold hockey game? I'm hearing a lot of good reviews from you on it, and I believe our Red Sox fan likes that game as well. Is that Stone Cold hockey game pretty good? Because I think you've been getting into that game, and I heard it's a little different than some of the other stuff you've been playing. But I heard Stone Cold hockey has been pretty good. We don't need a break. We have to buy too many. Yeah, no, I know. Stone Cold hockey is awesome. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yes, that's what I've heard about Stone Cold hockey. I may have to take a look at it. It uses kind of like the system, the what do you call it? The engine that's used in replay baseball. It kind of like uses that engine, the same kind of engine setup that replay baseball uses. And what is it? Uncle Dave is right. If replay was to do a replay hockey, it would be amazing. But I'm hearing a lot of good things about Stone Cold. And since Stone Cold hockey does have some decent seasons, I might take a look at it and see if I like it myself. For Stone Cold hockey. It's I like to have a look at that. I just don't think I'm going to do. I'm like I said, I did pick up a copy of Inside the Crease. I already had a copy of Inside the Crease. I had the 2015-16 season because the Panthers had a great year last year. I picked up a copy of the 21-22 season. I was hoping he'd release the 95-96 season along with it. Since the Avalanche won the Cup last year, I would figure he'd also release 95-96 because the Avalanche won the Cup that year too. So I kind of thought maybe he would release that season along with it. But I'm still waiting for him to do 95-96, which is still my favorite Panther team. That's the year they went to the Cup. I don't think I'm going to do any basketball. I just don't think I want to do any basketball. I love basketball. I do. I love b-ball. I truly do. If I was to do basketball, I would probably get replay basketball and get the Heat teams, get the championship Heat teams. Probably play as much as the 12 and 13 Heat team was one of the best NBA teams in history. I'm kind of more partial to the 05-06 club. The 05-06 club. I know how good 12-13 was, but 05-06 was a heck of a Heat team too. History Maker. One of the guys asked me History Maker Golf. I still have it. It just, the one thing about History Maker Golf, it just takes so long to set up. It really, really does. It takes so long to set up. That's another thing I like about Inside Pitch. Inside Pitch I can set up Inside Pitch in 5 minutes. All right. I can set it up in 5 minutes, get it all written out, whatever. I'm done. Ready to play Inside Pitch. Same goes with any baseball game. You can set baseball games up so quickly. Football, basketball, hockey games take a while. And I do have a copy of Second Season. I have the 84. I have a copy of Second Season for 1984 and Second Season Express. And I played a couple of games offline, and I like it. But football games take so long to play. And, that's why baseball games you can play in an hour, unless, of course, you've got my games and we play. You just stole the words right out of my thumbs. The football, basketball, hockey games just take so long to play. Baseball, I mean, come on. I had the shortest baseball game this year on Inside Pitch, I think was less than an hour. It was less than an hour. Okay. The longest game of Inside Pitch I think I had was 2 hours, but that was because we went into extra innings and a whole bunch of hits occurred and all that stuff. I mean, another reason why it takes so long for me to play the game is because I'm announcing it. If I was just to go ahead and say, okay, roll, ground out, roll, fly out, roll, single. I mean, it could be done with an Inside Pitch game in less than a half an hour. But because I'm announcing it, it's what takes so long. But it's only an hour. It's an hour per night. Where a football game, it takes an hour to play a quarter of a game. I don't have the time. Not that I don't have the patience, I just don't have the time. And that's why I'm just going to probably stick with baseball and not do anything else. I would like to, maybe I'll do maybe one or two inside the crease games since I got the 21-22 season. And of course, I got some more games I want to try to put on this desk, and, I would like to see that. But that's why I like it so much. I just prefer baseball, and Inside Pitch is just so quick to play. Yeah, you can play 2 9-inning games during one of my live games. Exactly, Brian. You're right. Okay, you're absolutely right because you could play those games that quickly. It's just very, very, very quick to play games. Stratomatic could be actually even quicker. Because everything is just right off the card, unless you got to check a chart, for something like that. 72 football. Yeah, 72 strat football. Yeah, 72 football. I mean, Stratomatic football just takes too long. Second season just took too long. The only thing about playing second season, since I also have second season express, you could play second season express for quarters 1, 2, and 3, and then play the fourth quarter full second season. That's what a lot of people have been doing. A lot of people have been doing it for second season. You play second season express for the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter you just play the regular way. That's what that'll probably get the game done in about an hour, which makes some sense, or something. So, but I think it takes away some of the game if you do it that way. You don't play during my lives, that would confuse you. Like I said, I'm very happy with the way the 1961 season came out. I look forward to 1988. I look forward to the next season after that. Since I'm thinking I'm probably, since I'm starting the next season in January, probably with the All-Star break and all the day and with the extra days off I take in between the months, figure January is probably be the end of the regular season for 1988 will probably be in late March, I think. So the postseason for 88 would probably be in April. And early May, or probably end of April or early May. So then another season would probably start July. So I'm thinking probably what I have to do is I start just all I can do really is 2 seasons a year. A season in January and start a season in January, start a season in July, and that's it. It takes about, like I said, because I do the 1 game per 3-day format. Okay. We get done with a full. I mean, let me see what we started. When did we start 1961? We started it in All-Star break. We started in All-Star break 19 this year. So what was it? July 18th. We started the 1961 season. And what is it? November. The last day was what? November 2nd. So July, August, September, October. Yeah, 4 months. So it takes about 4 months for me to do a full season replay. And I think that's just fine. If I did it 1 per 2 games, it would take 6 months. And the problem is it would be more of a grind. That's why I like the 1 per 3, the way I do it FastScore. It's not much of a grind. We get about 60 to 70 regular season contests. I do try to find pretty good pitching matchups for the schedule when I make up the game, when I make up the schedule block. And I already have a special game for Steeler fan already scheduled for 1988, but he will see that later. So that's the thing about that. And of course, Action PC Baseball, I'm setting that up for the 88 season because I use that game to get the rosters for the current day. Deep Drive Baseball is getting a lot of good reviews too there, Salvador. You're correct. So, because I use Action PC Baseball for my rosters. And of course, and it simulates along with me. I simulate the season along with it, even though I don't use any of its results or whatever for Action. And of course, Action PC Baseball are releasing another game in December. Action PC 2023 should be released in December, and I always get the new version. So we'll see that. I'm pretty sure in maybe about a month and a half, I think. So I'm thinking probably I can only do 2 seasons a year. I mean, I could probably do 3, but I just don't think I don't think I can do 3 seasons. So if I start a season in January, the season will end in early May, and then I can start another season in the first week of July. Okay. And so I could probably only do 2 seasons a year. And that's good. I think 2 seasons a year is good. And I can do other stuff, Wargaming, Marvel Champions, take a break, that kind of thing. I just think it's good to do that way, and not overdo it. Plus I got to rest the voice, guys. So I scream my butt off when it comes to these games. I think it is time to wrap this up. 2 hours and 20 minutes, 23 people here, 23 views at least. Well, it has been, yes, Robert, all my inside pitch cards are printed. I have every single season from Chris, okay, in a printed format. They're all in boxes and in bags, and they are rubber banded, but they are inside bags, and the rubber bands are outside. So I have every single season he has. I'm just waiting for 1990. According to the tracking information, I should get that tomorrow. I should see the 1990 season so I can go through it, see if I see any errors. And if I do, I let Chris know what he has to fix and replace. So, but yes, I have every single printed season of Inside Pitch. That's why I can do any season that he does from 1956 to 2021. Let's wrap this up, guys. There are so many of you in the chat. I cannot go through all of you. So I'm just going to say thank every one of you guys for thank all of you guys for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on your way out to the turnstiles. Subscribe if you're not done so, and please sure you hit the bell. And I'll have some streaming. I'm going to do some Wargaming here. We'll do some Marvel Champions. For those of you that show up, that's great. For those that you want to take the break from me until the next Inside Pitch season, that is just fine as well, because I know you need the break as well from me. So, guys, thank you for joining me for what's the state of the channel? The state of the network, we are just fine. So the state of RJL network is just fine, MLC. We are fine. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong, and we'll see you guys very shortly. So I'm going to take a little break, and I'll see you guys for streaming somewhere, maybe hopefully this week. If I get Spruance Leader this week, would be nice. Maybe I can stream a little bit of that, or I might throw some Pacific War on the table. Have a good night, everybody. You guys are terrific. I love every one of you guys in the chat. I love every one of you. And please, everyone, stay really safe and healthy out there, and always be good and respectful to everyone. Have a good night, everyone. And we'll see you next time on the network.